Okay.
Kayla got the 411, the 411. Sipping lemonade, throwing like shade.
I should be.
Hey everybody, it's Kayla Got the 411. I'm back for another What's Good episode. I'm here with the talented artist Stringz EMB. Now this segment is called What's Good. So of course I gotta ask you what's good with you. Like it's Mother's Day and I know you have kids. So what have y'all been doing today?
All right, so honestly, as of recent, we just got it from a nap. But earlier today, we went and we're big on exactly. You got to get your one in. Got to get you that power. We're big on riding bikes, and with the weather, how it is in St. Louis, it goes up and down. So it's just starting to get like warm on a consistent basis. So long story short, today, this morning was the first time that we took our very first family bike ride. So we rode this cool little trail around here, around the neighborhood. It was really nice. Mom wanted to come back to the house a little earlier, but we took a few extra steps, probably like another mile or so. She didn't like it during the ride, but once we finished, she's like, "Oh, thank you so much for the ride." So we started off with the ride. We went to eat breakfast also at one of her favorite breakfast. Well, it was actually brunch at one of our favorite breakfast restaurants, and just been chilling. How about yourself?
That's amazing. Chilling. I chilled, took a nap as well. You know, I'm a mom. My daughter gave me her, her gifts and stuff like that. I have not cooked today. I did not plan on cooking today. Did mom cook today?
No, she did not. No, she did not.
Right. Okay, good. We don't cook on.
No, yeah, chill. Yeah, chill today.
Exactly. Now, how have you been with your mental health and everything? Because I know we all are getting back outside, but how did you handle the pandemic being inside with your family? So I love asking you all this question because sometimes people will tell you, I'm not okay. Things ain't been okay.
True indeed. Honestly, with the pandemic, it's done nothing but kind of make us stronger as a family. We drive one vehicle, not because we can't monetarily afford it, just because honestly, it was one of my larger decisions, just because I wanted us to be able to be together more as a family. Because obviously, as things pick up, me being an artist, there's going to be times to where I'm here, my family's here, my wife has to go here, and things like that. Right. So I want to take advantage of all the opportunities that we had to be together. So yeah, it's been doing a lot for me, for us, as far as making us stronger. Then as far as an artist, it made us slow down, of course. So it gave me kind of an opportunity to focus in more on things that I had to do anyway, like my visual aspects of my artistry and my production. I was able to pull back from doing outside performances and just focus on that kind of marketing, or the portion of me being an artist. It's been fun for me. I know it was kind of heavy for a lot of people out there, and definitely well wishes to all of those who took it, I guess, on the hardest end. But it didn't really do much bad for us. It just brought us together more.
Yeah, utilizing the internet has kind of been a blessing. If you work it the right way, you can really touch a market that you couldn't probably reach in your local city. And that's the blessing that I take from it also. Now, take me back to the beginning. Like, when did you start getting into music? Like that moment you was like, you know what? I can really do this.
All right. So I've been singing my entire life, nothing professional. I did my very first performance when I was back in kindergarten. I led my choir and singing Lean on Me. Yeah, so just singing a little bit, but it's pretty much just what I've been using just to get by, just to have fun. I like to feel that release. I had ended up falling into depression. I got fired from a job a few years back, fell into a very deep depression, and in 2013, 2014, just started praying more to God, asking God what was out there for me, and like basically what was my purpose. And then it's very, very shortly after, songs just started flowing through me. I ended up getting the hookup from my current engineer from a high school buddy, and myself and my engineer, we went in, we made our very first song, and I just got a feeling that hit me. And ever since then, I haven't turned back. So it's been pretty much like taking it serious since 2014.
Is it like therapy for you? Because I know listening to your music, first of all, I love that song Hijacked. I meant to tell you that. Now, I had a few people on this show, but that song Hijacked, I've added that to my own personal playlist. But you have some really uplifting, powerful songs like Beautiful Girl, Perfect. Like, what inspires those songs for you? Even though you've been through something, now you're making music that can probably help somebody else who's going through depression.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And pretty much, yeah, just my inspiration comes from my everyday steps. I consider myself as far as like from the core soul singer. So I write about my experiences. So things like Hijacked is just basically like me talking about my perspective and my comparison to the feeling of love and drugs. Like, and beautiful girl. Obviously, I have my daughter, my wife. They're my muses and doing music as far as that. And then when I get a little deeper, it's just honestly, it's just me just talking about my walk of life. Perfect the same way, just talking about what we went through at the very beginning of Corona. The second verse, I talk about my relationship that I have or had with my younger brother. And the third verse is about family. So pretty much everything is just pretty much what I go through for the most part.
Right. Speaking of family, I can tell family is very important to you. A lot of people don't really have that support system. You know, you hear artists say, well, people didn't really start supporting me until I made it. But it seems like you got a great support system around you. So tell me about when those times when you were going through depression, or sometimes where you're like, you know what, I don't really know what I want to write about today. Like, who is it that you lean on outside of your family as well? Do you have like a team of people?
God, I honestly, it's just me, my wife, my children, and I, and then that's where basically all of the ideas start. And then from there, obviously, I have my team, I have my engineer, I have my video team, I have my photography team, and yeah, I have my family, and that's what the EMB stands for. The EM in Stringz EMB is easy money, just because of whatever you do, you work hard at it, it becomes easy or second nature, so easy money. And then the B is for bloodline, because I started the music with my family. So I mean, yeah, as far as like the core of the ideas, I pretty much stir those up, but everything as far as production, pushing around this, yeah, it's just from me, and then outside my family, my team, for sure.
It is so refreshing talking to you. Like, you know how you don't really talk to them for real. You don't really talk to a black man who's, you know, spiritual, into God, about his family, who even mentioned he got a family for what? You know how refreshing that is. Like, I don't even know you, but I'm just so proud of you. And I can just imagine how your family and the people around you are like proud of you as well. And that leads into my next question. Now, I saw an interview where you did kind of like you did like a Genius lyrics spoof where you talked about you're big on vibes and energy. Now, I'm the type of person when I walk into a room and something don't feel right, I'm going home. I don't know how long it took me to get there. Okay, if it took me an hour to get there, I don't mind driving an hour to get back home if the vibe is not right. Now, how do you stay focused in this music industry where everybody is into sex and drugs, not just singing it and rapping about it, they're actually partaking about it? How do you actually stay sane? Because you do have to, you know, work your way in this industry to meet the right people. So how do you stay focused?
Honestly, I just keep my eye on the prize. I just know that where I am right now, I've made a lot of progress. I've gained a tremendous amount of momentum, but I'm nowhere near where I want to be. So I just put myself in a mindset to where it's a competition or it's a game, and I haven't reached that final level yet. So I'll do what it takes to mingle, because like you said, you'll have to be within the midst of it. It's just up to you to choose what percent of yourself you want to give into, or what percent of yourself you want to indulge into. It's just like social media. I love social media because, like you said, it gives us the ability to instantly connect, but I do my best not to indulge. I utilize my social media to share my brand and share my family and insights, but I don't indulge. And that's the same as with those possible pockets in the music industry. Because I mean, obviously they're there. So I just try to maneuver to it to get what I need to get from it, and then maneuver to the next place without falling too deep. So it's just all about balance, I guess.
I get what you're saying. Do your job and go home.
Go home, baby.
You know, I always feel like you got a show, you know, whatever goes on after that show, as long as you did your show, go home.
I do my show, and then I mingle a bit with my people. I connect with a few more, and then go ahead and bow.
Now, we're going to take a little moment. This is something I started doing the show where I kind of asked you a few questions or statements or let you finish the sentence so that people who are watching can get to know you better, right? So they're real chill and easy. I'm going to read the sentence and you're going to finish the statement, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so the first one is, money isn't important if you don't have...
health.
Come on now. We just, that's a good one because we see a lot of people that's making that money, but they ain't taking care of their health.
True
Next,
indeed.
everyone says I am.
Positive.
Yes, I can tell. I am legendary because.
I won't stop.
Come on now, quick with it. Behind every great man is a
beautiful and powerful woman, of course.
Come on. I can tell you a songwriter because you've been real quick with it. Now, we talked about Hijacked earlier. Everyone who doesn't know, I know you just released that video about 2 months ago. And I really love that song. It's one of those songs where, you play a song, you're like, wait a minute, let me go back because the words really, stick to you. Now, you have a line in there where you say, sometimes I want to go blast off in a rocket, but then I see you. You make me want to come back to earth. Now, how important is it for you as an artist, as a Black man in this industry, to make that type of positive music where, you're not degrading women, you know what I'm saying? You're not talking about something that you're not familiar with. Do you feel the pressure sometimes to kind of make that turn up music?
All right, so not necessarily a pressure, but I do know that you're exactly right. A lot of the music out there doesn't really go with, I guess, the mode or the vibes that I create. But I just figure, well, it's all good. That just means that that's not my particular listener. What I always think about is that maybe I can make music and probably add like a more hip beat or more hip vibe or more hip tempo, but I'll still talk about what I'll talk about. It's just if they love me or if they try to listen, they'll love me. If not, then yeah, we're not just connected maybe, and it's okay. I won't connect with everyone.
Now, what's your zodiac sign? I'm a little curious now.
I'm a Pisces.
Oh, no wonder why you're so positive. Yes, Pisces men are just so positive. I think I had another Pisces guy maybe like 2 episodes down, just positive, uplifting, just always in a good mood, not the Debbie Downer. And I really want to ask you that because even though I find your music amazing and uplifting, but sometimes it can be discouraging as a woman, especially a Black woman. You don't really feel like you don't know which artist is really in your corner, but when you look at some of your videos, your visuals, like I think have you had your kids? Were those your kids in your video one time?
Oh no, they're in a number of them, but yeah, the two Black ones, those are mine.
Yes, like you don't really see that as often. I think a lot of women, especially women of color, would love to see that. Now, what are your goals for the future? Do you want to be signed? Are you signed, or do you kind of?
So yeah, I'm not currently signed. I've had conversations about signing deals, but I honestly, as far as like artistry goes and just my career, I plan to stay independent. Maybe as much as like a distribution deal just to help move things around right now. Just staying independent and just working as many angles as possible. Actually, one of my songs is premiering in an Amazon original here on the 21st. So I'm really excited about that. We're working on some other. Thank you. We're working on some other music sync opportunities and here locally. Just looking forward to a few festivals that are coming up that I'll be into, and also a few out of town where we have Nashville, Memphis coming up. So and I have a big show here coming up in June as well. So as far as like the footwork, I just plan to continue to produce and continue to create music and just get it out there as much as possible. But I do plan to stay as independent as I can.
Man, that's amazing. I've been independent around more artists who are definitely passionate and take their career seriously creatively. I think a lot of them are going that route and they seem to be happy. I think somebody on this show told me they feel like you can really just use social media to reach your own target audience, and sometimes that's kind of better for your mental health and your peace because you're not bringing all that excess drama, people that don't like you, people who are critical of your music. The right people are going to pay attention to you. And sometimes that's best, especially with this type of media, especially, I'm in media. I have a segment called What's the Reaction? Even I give my critique on music, but sometimes it's better staying independent, especially when you have a family later on down the line, your family could be able to pass it on to your girls, like your masters. Those things are really, really important. Now, what's your type of creative process? I think since you are a songwriter or artist, are you the type of artist that goes in the studio, you already have your lyrics down, or do you kind of vibe with the producer and engineer and just create your magic?
All right, so I can pretty much do both. It was one time close friend of mine, pretty much my brother Marty B. Shout out to you, but he's a producer, actually one of the top producing artists here in St. Louis. But we were at his place, and my wife challenged us to make a beat and make a song within like 30 minutes. So it took him about 20 minutes. He made the beat. The beat was really, really dope. And then she kind of put me on the spot. Just go ahead and go make a song. And so within like 10 minutes later, I ended up coming with the melody and like humming it in my head, and he played it and I recorded it at his studio. So we pretty much made like a track from top to bottom about 30 minutes. But most of the times I just write depending on what I'm doing. If I feel like some kind of vibe or just some kind of energy come over me, I'll sing it out loud, whether I'm in the grocery store or outside. If it gives me chills, I pull out my cell phone and I record myself saying it. And then maybe when I make it back home, I do it again. If it gives me chills, then I'll just continue that particular melody and just create a song. But I mean, really, yeah, it just depends. I try not to force it. If I have to force it, whether I'm in the studio with the beat or out without a beat, then it's not for me. And I'll gracefully bow out, which I mean, doesn't really happen. I'm pretty creative, but ultimately I just like to let it flow.
I was actually going to ask you about, writer's block. Sometimes you get stuck. And I know personally for me, like I literally, like it just have to hit me. I can't just sit up here and think of nothing. I have to literally be in the grocery store, like, okay, I'm getting some milk. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like I just be talking to myself like, oh my God. It just comes to you,
Yeah,
So I was going to ask you about that, but you never experienced writer's block, right?
No, because I try to take the experience that you just explained at the grocery store, whether I got milk and something pops in, I'm putting that milk down and I'm recording it with my phone. So I try to capture as many of those as possible. So I'm not ever in a position to where I'm just lying flat like water and I'm trying to create a wave, because it's not going to come that way.
It's not going to come right.
No, it's not. You have to catch that energy when it comes through. That's it.
Only real creatives know exactly what you mean. Sometimes when you talk to people like that, they're like,
what?
I'm like, okay, you know what? This conversation is not meant for you. Now, one question I really think is very important, like for artists who do have, a family and they may not feel like, okay, I don't think I should really tell the world about my family. Like, what advice would you give to other brothers in the industry, whether they're producers, DJs, artists, about trying to make it in this industry and people wanting you to keep your family hidden,
Yeah, see, and I guess I can't really speak 100% on that kind of end, because that's more one of those under a record deal type of thing, where individuals or companies, I guess, make the decision on whether you want to show your family or not. But for me, like my position in music, and I do rap, I do honestly all types of music. I talk about my family in my music. So, I mean, for me, it would only make sense to show that woman that I'm talking about, to show that daughter or show that son, or they'll just think I'm faking. And that's the last thing I want to do, is create fake music.
The last thing you want to do is get up on the songs.
Exactly. And that's I want y'all to know I'm real. I really wrote that song, and that's that person I was talking about. And this is the time, that's that dog and stuff like that. So. Yeah, I don't know.
Relatable too. Like many of us are parents. Many of us got issues everybody don't have, and BMW, y'all. Everybody don't have a Rolex.
Come on now.
So being relatable in your music, I definitely think that is very important. Now, somebody who's also like very similar to you, talk about their family, love. You actually was on tour. Did you open up for John Legend? Like, how was that experience?
No. Lyfe Jennings.
Oh, Lyfe Jennings. Okay, well, he amazing too. Like, how was that? How he's still amazing. I don't care what other people may think, but you know how hard it is to make a song that even 20 years later, people are still having their weddings.
Still loving it. Yep. And that's exactly what we saw during the tour. Like, people obviously still come out to support him, and they just love him. And he's a really, really genuine person. As far as just knowing and understanding who he is, where he came from, and whatnot. He's really an awesome guy. He's genuine. For the most part, he's rather quiet, but just the energy on the tour. All the shows obviously sold out. They treated me like a true rock star, so I appreciated it. We had fun. Even on the last part, we were in DC. I brought my wife, my son, and my daughter out, and my son was my DJ, and my daughter came out and not really dance, but she came out on my last song also. So, it's been really, really fun, and it's just one of the missions I knocked out just on this journey that I'm on. So
that's amazing. I'm big on manifestation. Okay, now.
Cool.
If you could build your dream tour, right? You in this dream tour, you can go back to the past, if they're not here, who would it be? Let's pick like 4 people that you would have on your tour.
Oh, okay. So from one of the oldest, I would say James Brown. Then I'm going to fast forward all the way up to Andre 3000. Let me see, a girl who rocks with us. It would have to be somebody like an Erykah Badu, and then somebody young. I would have to bring in. Drake because everything he touches pretty much turns to gold. So
that'll be lit. Like who would headline? My God!
I know, right? That would be nuts, right? Decisions.
That would be amazing. Like, what do you know? Like, go ahead and put it out there. Like, what would the name of the tour possibly be?
What would the name be? I don't even know.
James Brown not here anymore, but everybody else is still,
doing their thing. Yeah.
It could possibly happen. No, it's going to happen. That's all I like. It's going to happen. That's amazing. Wow. That's an interesting lineup. James Brown. So who were some of your musical inspirations like coming up? Because I can hear some, soulfulness in your voice, how James Brown did.
Yeah, I was going to say as of recently, I would definitely say James Brown, just his delivery, the way he carried himself as a businessman and as an artist. But as far as singing, you had actually brought him up. John Legend is probably my most influential influence in music. Him, Anthony Hamilton. I kind of always steered towards those artists who had that tone or that vibrato in their voice, like myself. So your Tyrese's, your Cisco's, John Legend, of course. Again, Anthony Hamilton. Your girls like Jasmine Sullivan's, your Lauryn Hill's, India Ari's, and just artists who vibes vocally at least match mine.
They don't really need giving. They're all about the artistry. That's exactly. A great point. Now we are towards the end of the interview. Now, what else do you have coming out as far as new music? We know that you're going to be doing some shows and some festivals. Can we look for a project from you this year? Like, give me the 411.
All right. So actually, I have a new video coming out. It's from one of the tracks from my most recent project, Kayla Got, which is my current album, my sophomore album. But the video is dropping here on the 19th of the month is for the song I Should Be. As far as production goes, so I'll end up probably putting out another album, maybe at the very top or somewhere within the first quarter of 2023. But before this year is over, I'll be putting out a couple or possibly a few EPs, Black Summer, Black Party, and then I'll be just basically gearing up for my my album. So you can expect to hear some new music from me very, very
That's
soon.
Amazing. I want to say thank you so much. Keep doing what you're doing. You are such a dope artist. Like Hijacked, I tell you, that's like I love that song. Like sometimes you get tired of listening to the same thing. That's such a beautiful, beautiful song. It was so dope talking to you also.
You as well. Thank you so very much for having me.